Hello, everyone, and welcome to our podcast for learning English. I'm Mike.
And I'm Jessica. Great to have you with us today.
Today we talk about a question many of you have. How can you think in English without translating first?
If you want to stop translating every word, you are in the right place. In this episode, we show you how to think directly in English.
Today we give you simple tips for daily life. At the end, we will practice short sentences together. So stay with us till the end.
Before we start, remember this. If this episode helps you, please like it and subscribe to the channel. This way you can learn a little better English every day.
Many know the feeling. You understand English, but you cannot speak.
And that is completely normal.
To speak English, you have to start thinking in English. Thinking in English does not happen automatically. It is a skill you train step by step.
With the right method and with patience, anyone can learn this.
Today we share practical ideas that really help you.
And first, we want to say something very important.
This has nothing to do with intelligence or talent.
Exactly. It is not a personal problem, but a method problem.
Many people learn English by translating every word from their language.
That makes speaking slow and often frustrating.
Thinking directly in English is possible for everyone.
And we start with a simple but important idea.
Thinking in English does not mean having perfect sentences in your head.
It means thinking in simple ideas.
Children do not learn a language with complex grammar.
They think about simple things like, I want water, I'm tired, I like this.
And you can learn English in the same way.
Now comes our first very helpful technique.
Use English to describe your daily life.
You do not always need to speak with other people.
You can also speak quietly to yourself.
For example, at home, I am in the kitchen, I am hungry, I am going to eat.
These are simple sentences, but they are very effective.
This technique matters because it connects English with your real life.
You do not learn words without context.
You use English to describe what you see and what you do.
This builds natural links in your brain.
Over time, English feels more and more familiar.
Do not be afraid to repeat the same sentences often.
Repetition is not bad. It is necessary.
The brain learns through repetition.
If you think or say similar sentences every day, they stay in your head automatically.
Without stress and without pressure. Another very important thing is to accept mistakes.
Many people do not think in English because they fear mistakes, even in their own thoughts.
But making mistakes is a normal part of learning.
You do not need to speak perfectly to think in English.
It is not about impressing other people.
It is about expressing your thoughts.
Exactly. That is why relaxation is very important while learning.
Stress blocks learning. When you are calm, the language flows better.
So if you have a thought in English that is not perfect, it is no problem.
Your brain is practicing in that moment, and that is the most important thing.
Now we come to another very helpful technique.
This technique is called guided thinking.
You use simple sentence starters that you repeat every day.
For example, you can think, today I feel tired.
Or you think, now I am at home.
Or you tell yourself, I need a break.
These fixed patterns help you think directly in English.
They work like tools you can use again and again.
You do not need to invent a new sentence each time.
You take a known structure and adapt it to your situation.
This way, your brain can step by step think automatically in English.
Another important point is speed.
You do not have to think fast.
Thinking slowly in English is completely fine.
With time, you will become faster automatically.
It is important that you practice regularly.
5 or 10 minutes every day are better than one long practice only once a month.
Exactly. Consistency is very important.
So we say it again. If this podcast helps you, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel.
Learning English is a process.
And we are with you on this journey.
Now we talk about a very common mistake.
Many people think they must learn a lot of words before they can think in English.
But that is not right.
You can think in English with a simple vocabulary.
Often the most common words are the most important.
It is better to know a few words well than to know many words only a little.
With few but important words, you can express many ideas.
Especially with very common verbs.
For example, with the verbs be, have, go, and do.
If you use these verbs every day, your English gets better step by step. It is also very important to listen to English every day.
Listening helps the brain get used to the rhythm and melody of the language.
You do not have to understand everything.
It is enough if you just listen.
Podcasts, videos, or simple conversations are very good for this.
Listening without pressure is a very good way to learn to think in English.
And here we want to say something important.
Do not translate every word you hear.
If you do not understand a word, keep listening anyway.
Often you understand the meaning later from the context.
The brain is very smart, but it needs time and trust.
Another very good technique is to think in pictures and not in words.
When you hear the word coffee, do not think of the translation.
Think of a cup of coffee.
This way, English connects directly with an idea and not with your native language.
This technique is very powerful.
It is like you build a new link in the brain.
English connects directly with pictures and meanings,
not with translation and then meaning.
The more pictures you use, the more natural your thinking in English feels.
At this point, we want to remind you of something important.
You do not have to do everything perfectly from day one.
Thinking in English is a process that needs time.
One day you will suddenly notice that you think a sentence without translating.
That is a very big success.
Be happy about these small moments.
They show that you are making real progress.
In the next part, we talk in detail about practical daily techniques.
Even for days when you have little time.
Because thinking in English is not something you do only while studying.
You can add it to your routine very easily.
For example, while walking, cooking, or waiting for the bus.
Exactly in these moments, English starts to feel natural.
Like a part of you.
And there are many more ideas and strategies that can help you.
As we said, English can become a natural part of your day.
You do not need to sit with a book all the time.
Small moments during the day are enough to train your thinking.
For example, when you walk down the street.
You can then think, I am walking, I see people. Today it is warm.
These are very simple thoughts.
But they are very effective.
Yes, exactly. And many learners do not do this.
Many wait for the perfect moment to learn.
But that perfect moment often doesn't come.
Thinking in English during the day is real practice.
It is not classic study with book and pen.
It is active use of the language.
And that is what we need to think in English without stress.
Now we talk about a very powerful technique. It is called thought blocks.
The idea is simple. You do not think word by word, but in small word groups.
For example, you do not think, I am going to eat now.
You think directly, I'm going to eat.
That makes your thinking smoother and more natural.
English often works with such fixed word groups.
For example, phrases like, I like, I must, I want to learn, or it is important.
You hear these structures every day.
When your brain knows these blocks, you do not need to translate anymore.
You start to think directly in English.
That is why it is so important to hear these sentences often.
If you hear a sentence many times, your brain stores it as one unit.
For this reason, we advise you to listen to podcasts like this regularly.
You do not learn only single words.
You learn real structures that people use every day.
And if this podcast helps you, please like it and subscribe to the channel.
This supports our work and you miss no new episodes.
Another very helpful technique is to ask questions in your head.
For example, what am I doing now?
Or, what do I want to eat?
Or, how do I feel today?
You do not need long answers.
One short word or a simple sentence is enough.
Questions activate your brain.
You do not only listen, you think actively.
When you answer in English, that is real thinking in English.
For example, with sentences like, I'm fine or I'm hungry.
That is real progress.
Many think they must think in English all the time.
That is not realistic at first.
The key is to start with short moments.
1 minute, 2 minutes, or 5 minutes are enough.
With time, these moments get longer.
And this is how your thinking in English grows step by step. Please do not compare yourself with other learners.
Everyone learns at their own pace.
Some need more time, others less.
That is completely okay.
Speed is not important. Consistency is.
Thinking a little in English each day is better than not practicing at all.
Now we talk about something very important, the inner voice.
Everyone has a voice in their head.
That voice usually speaks in the native language.
The goal is to use this inner voice in English, step by step.
It does not have to be fully in English right away.
You can start with small parts.
For example, you still think partly in your language, but already use one English word.
That is not a mistake, but a step forward.
With time, this mix disappears by itself.
English gets more and more space in your head.
This is called a natural transition.
Do not fight your thinking.
Guide it calmly and patiently.
If you force yourself, stress appears.
And stress blocks learning.
Now comes another very important point.
Speak English out loud, even when you are alone.
Speaking aloud activates the brain differently than just thinking.
Thinking and speaking are not the same.
When you say simple sentences out loud, your thinking becomes faster.
You can say, for example, I am learning English,
Or, this podcast is interesting.
or I want to improve my English.
You do not need a perfect accent for this.
Important is that you use the language.
And remember, no one is judging you.
You practice for yourself.
Fear of mistakes is one of the biggest blockers.
Here, there are no mistakes.
There is only practice.
Another key point is to reduce translation in your head.
When you hear an English word, try not to translate right away.
Accept the word as it is.
With time, the meaning comes automatically.
For example, with the word tomorrow.
Do not think of the word in your language.
Think of the day after today.
Maybe of a picture or a feeling.
That is thinking in English.
Now we talk about routines.
Routines are great for thinking in English.
They repeat every day.
You can have fixed sentences for morning, work, and evening.
In the morning, you can think, I get up, I get ready, I drink coffee.
At night you can think, I am tired. I go to bed. Tomorrow I work.
These sentences repeat.
And they stay in your head.
When they become automatic, you do not think about them.
They just come.
That is the moment when English feels natural.
Another important point is to accept silence.
Sometimes you do not know what to think in English.
That is totally fine.
Do not force yourself.
The brain needs breaks.
Learning also happens in calm.
Sleep, relaxation, and joy in the language are part of it.
Learning English does not have to be a fight.
It can be something pleasant.
And finally, we remind you again to subscribe and turn on notifications.
This way you can walk this path with us step by step.
Without pressure and with methods that really help.
In the next part, we talk about how feelings and personal experiences can help you think in English.
When you connect language with emotions, your brain learns much stronger.
English, then, is not only a school subject.
It becomes a part of you.
We will explain this soon with clear and simple examples.
Step by step.
As we already said, feelings play a very important role in learning.
When you link English with your own feelings, the language feels real and easier to remember.
It is different to learn a word from a list than to use it for a personal feeling.
Exactly. If you are happy, you can think, I feel good. I am fine today.
And if you are tired, you can think, I am tired. I need a break.
These are not just words. These are real moments from your life.
When you use English to think about your life, your brain sees that this language is useful.
English is then no longer only a school subject.
It becomes a tool for thinking and feeling.
That changes the way you learn in a clear way.
Now we want to recommend something very simple but very effective.
The mental diary in English.
You do not have to write anything.
At the end of the day, just think of 3 things you did.
For example, today I worked.
Today I studied English.
Today I talked with a friend.
This exercise is great because you think naturally about past and present.
You do not need complex tenses for this.
Just use what you already know.
Over time, your mind gets used to thinking in English in different moments.
It is also important to use English when you have negative feelings.
If you feel nervous, you can think, I am nervous. I don't feel calm.
If you are frustrated, you can think, I am frustrated, but I keep learning.
Language is not only for happy moments.
It is there for all of life.
When you use English even in hard moments, it becomes a part of you.
Another helpful technique is to talk to yourself out loud.
You can do this in front of a mirror.
It may feel strange at first, but it works very well.
You can say simple sentences.
For example, hello, how are you today?
Or, today you practice English.
Or, you are doing well.
When you hear yourself speaking English, your confidence grows.
Confidence is very important to think in English without fear.
Your pronunciation does not have to be perfect.
Important is that you express yourself.
Remember, no one is judging you.
You practice for yourself.
Fear of mistakes is one of the biggest enemies in learning.
Here there are no mistakes.
There is only practice.
Now we talk about stories.
The brain loves stories.
You can build small stories in your head.
They do not have to be long.
For example, a person walks down the street. She is hungry. She goes into a cafe.
Such little stories help your brain think in sequences.
Not just in single words.
This is very important for smooth thinking.
3 or 4 sentences are fully enough.
You can use your imagination.
The stories do not have to be real.
They can be simple, funny, or a bit strange.
The only thing that matters is that your mind uses English.
Another important point is to accept hard days.
There are days when English feels easy.
And there are days when everything feels hard.
That is totally normal.
It does not mean you are getting worse.
Progress is not a straight line.
There are steps forward and small pauses.
Important is that you don't stop.
Even on hard days, it is enough to listen to English for a moment or think one sentence.
Now we want to remind you of something important.
You do not have to think in English all day to improve.
Even small good moments make a big difference over time.
This is why having a positive relationship with the language is so important.
Do not see English as a duty.
See it as a tool.
As a way to express yourself, understand other people, and discover new cultures.
It also helps to connect English with things you like.
If you like cooking, think in English while you cook.
If you like walking, describe in your mind what you see.
This way English becomes part of your daily life.
It is then no longer practice, but experience.
That helps you think in English without effort.
Another simple but very effective technique is to change small thinking habits.
When you look at the clock, you can think, it is 3 o'clock, it is early, it is late.
Or when you see the weather, you can think, it is cold, it is warm, the sky is gray.
These are short sentences.
But they train your thinking every day.
And always remember, patience is very important.
Do not set unrealistic goals.
You do not need to think like a native speaker.
You just need to think clearly and practically.
If this podcast helps you, please like it and subscribe to the channel.
That helps us keep making content for English learners.
In the next episode, we connect all these techniques.
We talk about how you can keep this thinking for the long term.
Without pressure and without stress.
Because thinking in English is no trick.
It is a habit.
And habits grow step by step.
Perfection is not important.
Continuity is important.
Many people start very motivated and then lose energy.
That happens when you want results too fast.
The brain needs time.
Thinking in English is like muscle training.
If you practice a bit each day, this muscle gets stronger.
So we recommend a very simple system.
For example, think in English 5 minutes each day.
5 minutes are doable and realistic.
These 5 minutes can be in the morning, in the evening, or on the go.
You do not need a special place.
You only need a conscious decision.
Another key point is to see your progress correctly.
Progress often shows first in the mind.
One day you notice a sentence is just there.
Without translation.
That is a big step.
Even if it is only a small sentence.
These moments show that your brain is changing.
Even if you don't feel it every day, the process continues.
Be patient with yourself.
There are days with little energy.
On these days, it is okay to do less.
Even just listening is learning.
Learn to be kind to yourself.
Language learning is human.
Feelings, motivation, and energy change.
That is normal.
To stay on track long term, joy is very important.
If you think only of the goal, you will get frustrated.
If you enjoy the way, English becomes part of your life.
Be happy about small successes.
For example, when you understand a sentence in a show.
Or when you recognize a word in a song.
Or when you have a simple thought in English.
These are real successes.
It also helps a lot to surround yourself with English.
Set your phone to English.
Follow English language accounts.
Listen to English music.
This way, English becomes familiar.
And when something is familiar, you think in it more easily.
Finally, we want to say something important.
You do not have to replace your native language.
English is not an enemy of your language.
It is an extra skill.
With time, English gets its own place in your mind.
And that is something very powerful.
Before we end, we remind you again to subscribe to the channel.
And to turn on notifications.
This way you won't miss new episodes.
We will keep talking about practical methods, real vocabulary, and easy ways to learn English better.
Lastly, we want to tell you something very clear.
You can think in English.
Your age, your level, or your experience do not matter.
With practice, patience, and good methods, it is possible.
Trust the process.
Use English a little every day.
Be kind to yourself.
And remember, every little thought in English counts.
Thank you very much for listening today.
We hope this episode helped and motivated you.
See you in the next episode.
See you soon and keep up the great work learning English.